नेक्स्ट पर्सन हेडिंग रख लीजिए, मार्गरेट मीड. So she mainly concentrated on childhood and adolescence in the Pacific Islands, particularly Indonesia, Balinese cultures. ये सब स्टडी किया था इन्होंने. Please write. She contributed immensely by focusing on childhood and adolescence. Childhood and adolescence in Pacific Islands. She has conducted a intense field work in Balinese culture पे. She has done intense field work. On the basis of it, she has given the Balinese nation character. ठीक है? So that is another contribution. Please write next point में लिख लीजिए. While doing her field work, almost 2 years के लिए field work किया है along with Bateson in Bali. ठीक है? While doing her field work in Bali, she has used different research methods and introduced films and still photographs. मतलब some thousands of still photographs have been taken when she was studying about different people, Manus people of islands. जैसे वहां पर she has studied mainly Arapes, Mundugmur, Chamboli, ऐसे different tribal people को study किया था. So उस time period पे she has used the filmography and still photographs. That is another that she brought. So thereby you can say एक visual anthropometry approach लेकर आया है. तब तक it was mainly based on the written modes. Now आपको visuals भी मिल रहे हैं. ठीक है? Please write still photographs, thereby bringing visuals to anthropology. See, she has studied यहाँ पर these islands पे 3 primitive societies के ऊपर study किया था इन्होंने. Sex and temperament in 3 primitive societies. That was the title of the book, the work. And जहाँ पर see, based on this childhood and adolescence rearing studies पे focus करके she has given. And she concluded, in her opinion, she concluded that थोड़ा सा अलग बताया है. रूथ बेनेडिक्ट क्या कहा था? Personality is determining the culture. That is what is highlighted by Ruth Benedict. But she little bit deviates from it, and she says, according to her, it is the culture which determines the personality of the individual. मतलब C से P बनता है. So this is how she was giving. Please next point में लिख लीजिए. She is of the view that culture determines the individual personality. Next point में लिख लीजिए. Her major work is sex and temperament in 3 primitive societies. 1935 में हुआ है ये वाला पब्लिश. ठीक है? Sex and temperament in 3 primitive societies. Actually 3 societies को स्टडी करने के बाद ये वाला बुक पब्लिश किया है 1935. ठीक है? Sex and temperament in 3 primitive societies, where she studied 3 societies such as Arapesh, 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 and Mundugmur, मुंडुग मुंडुगुमुर, MU Mundugumur, 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 and Chamboli, TS Chamboli, ठीक है, TSCHAMBULI, Chamboli. These are the 3 primitive societies that she has studied. ठीक है, इसका characteristics दिया है. On the study of it, she finally concluded this: culture determines the personalities. See, for example, यहाँ पर देखो, अरपेश जो है, ऐसे लिख लो, example, अरपेश, इनका नेचर कैसे है? प्लीज राइट. अरपेश, सेक्स एंड टेम्परमेंट देख रहा है. टेम्परमेंट मतलब कैसे, कौन डोमिनेंट है, कितना उनका अंदर टॉलरेबल लेवल्स है, टेम्परमेंट कितना है, वो वाला देखना है. सी, यहाँ पर दोनों जेंडर, मेल्स एंड फीमेल्स का जेंडर पे इन्होंने फोकस किया है. हु इज अग्रेसिव, हु इज सबमिसिव, हु इज डोमिनेटिंग होम. ठीक है, ये वाला देखा है. अरपेश सोसाइटी में शी नोटिस्ड, प्लीज राइट, शी नोटिस्ड दैट they are not aggressive and both male and female are submissive in nature. Both male and female are submissive, मतलब टेम्परमेंट ज्यादा है यहां पर. सबमिसिव इन नेचर, कॉर्डियल है, कोऑपरेटिव है, बोथ ऑफ देम आर सबमिसिव इन नेचर. दैट इज व्हाट शी नोटिस्ड फ्रॉम अरपेश. सेकेंड जो है, दैट इज मुंडुगमुर. से इनका डॉक्यूमेंट्रीज वगैरह यू कैन फाइंड इट इन यूट्यूब. इफ यू गेट टाइम, डू वॉच देयर स्टडीज, एक्चुअली लिसन व्हाट दे हैव सेड इन देयर ओन नोट्स. ठीक है, अबाउट दोस सोसाइटीज. प्लीज राइट. नेक्स्ट, सेकेंड, मुंडुगमुर. से यहां पर जो है, दोनों ये कॉम्पिटिटिव बेस्ड सोसाइटी है. jealousy, ego elements you can find it, and both sexes like male and female, both of them are very aggressive. ठीक है, प्लीज राइट. यहां पर लिख लीजिए, both male and female are aggressive, both male female are aggressive, come on. There is competition, come on, jealousy, ego, etc. among them. यहां पर no one is submissive, both of them are aggressive. ठीक है. देन थर्ड वाला जो है, चांबोली, यहां पर it is a matrilineal society. Because of that matrilineal nature, Chamboli, she noticed that female are more dominant and aggressive and males are more, they are having more temperament and submissive in nature. ठीक है, please write. It is a matrilineal society. Matrilineal society. Females are more aggressive. Females are more aggressive and males are submissive in nature. Submissive in nature. Males are submissive in nature. So इस बेसिस पे, बाय अंडरस्टैंडिंग, बाय स्टडीइंग देयर कैरेक्टरिस्टिक, देखो इस पर्टिकुलर सोसाइटी का कल्चर इज डिटरमाइनिंग देयर पर्सनालिटी. इनका जो है, दे आर कोऑपरेटिव वंस. ठीक है, दैट्स द रीजन व्हाई बोथ ऑफ देम आर सबमिसिव इन नेचर, दे आर नॉट अग्रेसिव. देयर इज हाई टेम्परमेंट इन देम. देन मुंडुगमुर में है, both of them are aggressive, competitive based society है, there is jealousy, ego and fighting and conflicts were there. Whereas it comes to Chamboli, which is a matrilineal society, female dominance ज़्यादा है, so female are more aggressive than the males generally find submissive in nature. So इस basis पे she concluded that this is culture which determines the personality. Clear? This is one contribution. Next, एक और चीज देखा है, वो जो duality था, and particularly during the adolescence, her main work is this, coming of age, adolescence, puberty के time period पे she has noticed अमेरिका का केस में देर वॉज लॉट ऑफ टेंशन. जो एडोलेसेंट में जो बच्चे होते हैं दे वर ट्रांजिशनिंग, जो पुबर्टी का टाइम पीरियड पे होते हैं, दे आर लॉट ऑफ, देर इज लॉट ऑफ एंजाइटी एंड दे आर वेरी मच, यू कैन से उनका जो एटीट्यूड होता है उस टाइम पीरियड पे, देर इज अ क्राइसिस, आइडेंटिटी क्राइसिस. दे कांट एक्सप्रेस फ्रीली देयर व्यूज एंड द न्यू बॉडीली चेंजेस विच आर कमिंग, द हार्मोनल चेंजेस दैट आर हैपनिंग, द साइकोलॉजिकल चेंजेस, इन सब की वजह से देर इज लॉट ऑफ टेंशन एंड एंजाइटी अमॉन्ग द अमेरिकन स्टूडेंट्स, अमेरिकन चिल्ड्रन. But the same she has compared with the Samoa's children. She noticed that it is a smooth process in those children. It is a smooth process. There is no strict regulations, and the children were freely, openly talking about the puberty and the changes that are happening. So there is no tension among that society. That is what she has noticed. ठीक है, please next another work एक और लिख लीजिए. दिस इज वन वर्क. यहाँ पर कोई डाउट है? ये लॉग आउट हो गया है कमेंट सेक्शन. ठीक है, पासवर्ड सेव्ड है, मैं लॉग इन कर रहा हूँ. यस गाइस, सॉरी आई हैड नो एक्सेस टू योर कमेंट्स, नाउ आई गॉट इट. ठीक है, गुड. सो नेक्स्ट प्लीज राइट, नेक्स्ट हेडिंग रख लीजिए, दैट इज कमिंग ऑफ एज इन, नेक्स्ट वर्क, कमिंग ऑफ एज इन समोवा. SAMOA, Samoa. This is the spelling of it. MOA. ठीक है, coming of age in Samoa. Please write. She noticed that in America, the adolescent's life is associated with stress, anxiety, but in Samoa, the adolescents does not face such stress. There is no stress. ठीक है, does not face such stress, and the process is smooth among them. The process is smooth among them. She tried, next point में, she tried to understand it from rearing of children. In American society, there is prohibition of premarital sex. Come on, strict regulation is there. During adolescence. Strict regulation is there during adolescence. मतलब इतना है कि even the children who does not understand the bodily changes which are happening, they were not able to communicate with their parents because of that strictness. Even if the children is speaking of it, the parents generally treat harshly. Say, this is not the thing that you should discuss with me, you should handle. ठीक है, इस तरीके से. So as a result of it, there is a crisis and stress building among those adolescents. ठीक है, because they were not supposed to talk to the other like same age people. ठीक है, discuss the same thing, and even with the parents also there is strict regulations. As a result of it, there is a anxiety. So we are talking in the times of 1920s, 30s, 40s इस टाइम पे बात कर रहे हैं हम. ठीक है, as a result of it, there is a lot of stress among those children. ठीक है, क्या लिखा है? Okay, hence a kind of crisis emerges in them, which leads to stress and anxiety. Whereas नेक्स्ट पॉइंट में लिख लीजिए, वेयर एज इन केस ऑफ समोवा, इन केस ऑफ समोवा, even the boy and girl even the boy and girl can spend together and have premarital sex, can have premarital sex as long as they are not committing incest, as long as they are not committing incest. Even like premarital sex, slipping into a bush, is also accepted even though elders does not say anything, as long as they are not committing the incest. ठीक है, incest prohibition is there. So apart from that, they can openly discuss, even spend night together. So because of this, there was no much tension and pressure among them. And another thing है कि on the basis of it, she concluded, see, इससे पहले there was the conception that the stress, the crisis is because of the biological changes. But by studying this, she concluded that it is not the biological processes which are responsible for this stress building. What is the reason? It is the cultural pattern. It is how we are handling those. The handling of those changes is the reason why in some societies, among the same people, among the same age group, who are also going through the same process of this puberty, they are not having any kind of stress, but it is prevalent here. It's not because of the biological process. Biological process hota to wahan par bhi hona chahiye. It's because of the cultural rearing. That is what she concluded. Full stop. Next point mein likh lijiye. Therefore, she concluded that cultural conditioning. Therefore, she concluded that cultural conditioning, not the comma करके लिख लीजिए, not the biological changes associated with, not the biological changes associated with adolescence, which makes it stressful or not, which makes it stressful or not. Next point, she has also contributed मतलब जनरल पॉइंट्स लिख रहे हैं हम अभी. She has also contributed in the studies of mental health, in the studies of mental health, disease such as schizophrenia, इनको स्टडी करने के लिए इन्होंने कंट्रीब्यूट किया था. मेंटल हेल्थ, कमा अमेरिकन फूड हैबिट्स एटसेट्रा. अब बॉटम लाइन पे लिख लेते हैं, प्लीज राइट. शी वॉज कंसिडर्ड एज ए रोल मॉडल फॉर अमेरिकन वुमेन. She was considered as a role model for American women. Stop. She encouraged them to pursue professional careers. Previously closed to women. So उनको भी परस्यू करने के लिए शी एंकरेज किया था, इसलिए इनको रोल मॉडल मानते हैं. ठीक है. सो दीज आर ऑल द कंट्रीब्यूशंस ऑफ मार्गरेट मेड. क्या क्या है? 3 चीजें. एक है कि कल्चर डिटरमाइंस द पर्सनालिटी ऑन द बेसिस ऑफ सेक्स एंड टेम्परामेंट इन 3 प्रिमिटिव सोसाइटीज. नेक्स्ट, बालिनीज का कैरेक्टर स्टडीज, नेशनल कैरेक्टर बेस्ड ऑन सेम, उसी स्टडीज बेसिस पे जो फील्ड वर्क है, 2 साल का जो फील्ड वर्क वहां पर किया था, उस बेसिस पे Balinese national character that is also been done. Then third thing is with respect to this, that is coming of age in Samoa, that is to understand what is the reason behind stress during the adolescent. That is another work. She has also contributed to the mental health studies, also to the food habits in America. Just before giving the rationing, she was collecting this data and giving that information, what are the food habits, so that rationing can be provided. So these are all some of the contributions of Margaret Mead. ठीक है, अब बताइए इसमें कोई डाउट है? All the points are clear? Yes, waiting for your response. अब बाकी जो है these two persons are like great contributors, काफी कुछ है. इसके बाद जो छोटा छोटा contributors है like Abraham Gardner and we will look at Ralph Linton, then Cora Dubois. ठीक है,